In the vast continent of Africa, there are forces of nature so powerful they shape the very lives of the creatures that depend on them. Among these, none is more influential or more enigmatic than the Nile River, a waterway whose story is as old as civilization itself. One such force is the mighty Nile River, the longest river in the world, stretching over 4,100 miles from its sources in the heart of Africa to its grand delta in Egypt, where it finally meets the Mediterranean Sea. For thousands of years, this legendary waterway has carved its path through the landscape, a shimmering ribbon of life flowing through an otherwise arid world. Its waters have given rise to ancient kingdoms, nourished crops, and sustained both people and wildlife in a region where rain is scarce and the sun is relentless. It offers a promise of sustenance, a place to drink, to feed, and to raise the next generation. For countless communities, both human and animal, the Nile is the very definition of hope and survival. The river's banks teem with activity, a vibrant tapestry woven from countless species, all drawn to its life-giving waters. From the tiniest insects to the largest mammals, the Nile supports an astonishing diversity of life. It is a sanctuary, a place where the parched can find relief and the hungry can find a meal. Elephants wade into its cool depths, herds of antelope gather at its edge, and birds flock in their thousands, all seeking the river's bounty. Yet, for all the life it supports, the Nile is also a place of constant peril. Beneath its tranquil surface, danger lurks, sometimes in plain sight, sometimes hidden in the shadows. Every drink taken from its edge is a risk. Every moment of peace, a temporary reprieve from an underlying tension. The animals know that a single misstep could mean the difference between life and death. Here the line between life and death is incredibly fine, drawn and redrawn with every sunrise and sunset. The river's moods shift with the hours, and with them the fortunes of those who depend on it. The very same waters that quench a desperate thirst can conceal a predator of immense power, waiting with silent patience for a single unguarded moment. The Nile crocodile, one of the largest and most formidable reptiles on Earth, is a master of ambush, capable of remaining motionless for hours before striking with lightning speed. This duality defines the rhythm of existence along the river. It is a grand stage where the daily dramas of survival play out, a continuous and unforgiving battle between predator and prey, and sometimes between rivals of the same kind. Hippos, fiercely territorial, clash with crocodiles and each other, adding to the river's unpredictable dangers. The inhabitants of the Nile have learned to navigate this complex world of opportunity and danger. Elephants cross the river in tight-knit groups protecting their young, while antelope move in nervous herds, always alert to the slightest ripple in the water. They are bound by an intricate web of relationships, each species playing a crucial role in the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Fish feed on insects, birds feed on fish, and mammals rely on both the water and the creatures it sustains. The grazers that come to the water's edge must be ever vigilant, their senses tuned to the slightest sign of a threat lurking beneath the surface. Even the wind rustling the reeds can send a herd scattering in panic. The hunters, in turn, have evolved remarkable strategies to exploit these moments of vulnerability. Crocodiles use the cover of murky water, while lions and leopards wait in the tall grasses, timing their approach to perfection. It is a world of calculated risks and instinctual caution, a place where survival depends not just on strength, but on awareness, timing, and an intimate understanding of the river's treacherous currents. Even the birds, quick to take flight, know that hesitation can be fatal. This constant struggle is not born of malice, but of necessity. Each animal is driven by the same need, to survive, to feed, to protect its young. Every creature, from the smallest fish to the largest mammal, is simply trying to secure its own future and the future of its offspring. The Nile is both nursery and battleground, a place where the next generation is born into a world of both promise and peril. The river provides the resources, but it demands a heavy price for them. Competition is fierce, and only the most adaptable survive. It is a place of breathtaking beauty and brutal reality, where the serene calm of a morning mist can be shattered in an instant by a violent confrontation. The Nile's moods are as changeable as the weather, and its peace is always fragile. Understanding the Nile means understanding this profound contrast, that it is both a generous giver of life and an unforgiving taker, a paradise and a battlefield all at once. Its dual nature is the very essence of Africa's wild heart, a place where beauty and danger are forever entwined and where every life is shaped by the river's timeless flow. Dominating the social and ecological landscape of the Nile is one of Africa's most formidable residents, the hippopotamus. But the river itself is more than just a backdrop. It is a living, breathing force, shaping the destinies of all who depend on its waters. Despite its somewhat placid appearance, the hippopotamus is an animal of immense size and surprising aggression, one of the heaviest land mammals on the continent. The river's deep channels and wide banks provide the perfect stage for these giants to thrive. An adult male can weigh over 3,000 kilograms, a colossal bulk of muscle and bone. The river's currents and pools support their massive frames, offering buoyancy and relief from the relentless African sun. Their skin is remarkable. It appears delicate and is sensitive to the sun, which is why they spend their days submerged. The river acts as a natural shield, cooling their bodies and protecting them from dehydration. To protect it, their skin glands secrete a unique, pinkish, oily liquid that acts as a natural sunblock and antibacterial agent, often mistaken for blood. This adaptation is a testament to the river's harsh, sun-drenched environment, and the hippo's ability to thrive within it. But their most dangerous feature lies within their cavernous mouths. Canine teeth that can grow up to 50 centimeters long, weapons capable of crushing a small boat with ease. The river's shifting banks and hidden depths are arenas for these titanic displays of power. Hippos are fundamentally social creatures, living in herds that are typically controlled by a single dominant male. The river's ever-changing flow creates natural boundaries, shaping the territories and social structures of these herds. He fiercely defends his stretch of the river and his group of females from any challengers. The river's bends and inlets become battlegrounds, echoing with the bellows and splashes of these powerful animals. The days are spent in relative lethargy, lolling in the murky water to stay cool and protected. The river's slow-moving pools offer sanctuary from the heat and from predators lurking on the banks. But this peaceful scene can be deceptive. Any intrusion into a dominant male's territory can trigger a ferocious display of power. The river, with its hidden depths and shifting currents, amplifies the drama of these confrontations. When the dry season arrives and the water levels drop, these tensions escalate dramatically. The river contracts, forcing hippos into ever smaller pools, intensifying competition and conflict. Hippos are forced into smaller, crowded pools, and competition for space becomes a matter of life and death, leading to violent clashes between rivals. The river's seasonal rhythms dictate the fate of every creature along its banks. The maternal instinct of a female hippopotamus is one of the strongest forces on the river. The river's secluded shallows offer a safe haven for new life. After giving birth to a single calf in a secluded, shallow area, a mother becomes fiercely protective. The river's gentle eddies and hidden coves provide the perfect nursery for her vulnerable young. The calf is born with the innate ability to swim, but it is small and vulnerable, a tempting target for the river's predators. The river's reeds and shallows offer both sanctuary and danger. The mother will place herself between her offspring and any perceived threat, showing no hesitation in confronting even the formidable Nile crocodile. The river is a stage for these dramatic encounters where survival is never guaranteed. She will guide her calf, teach it how to navigate the currents, and defend it with a ferocity that few other animals would dare to challenge. The river's flow becomes a classroom, shaping the next generation. This bond is immediate and absolute, ensuring the calf has the best possible chance of survival in these dangerous waters. The river's embrace is both nurturing and unforgiving. Beyond their own survival, hippos play a vital role as engineers of their ecosystem. The river, in turn, is shaped by their movements and habits, becoming a dynamic, ever-changing landscape. As they move between the river and their nocturnal grazing grounds, sometimes travelling for kilometres, they create deep channels and pathways in the mud and vegetation. These routes are not just for hippos, they become highways for countless other animals, from tiny frogs to antelope seeking water. These trails open up new areas for smaller creatures and help to aerate the water. The river's health depends on this constant renewal, as oxygen-rich water supports a thriving web of life. Their dung is also a crucial source of nutrients, fertilizing the river and supporting the entire aquatic food web, from tiny algae to the fish that feed on them. The river's currents carry these nutrients far downstream, enriching floodplains and wetlands, and even supporting distant communities of birds and mammals. In this way, the hippopotamus is not just an inhabitant of the Nile, it is a lifeline, a powerful gardener that actively shapes and enriches the environment for all other life. The river, with its ceaseless flow and fertile banks, is the ultimate gardener, nurturing, sculpting and sustaining a tapestry of life that stretches far beyond its shimmering surface. From the smallest insect to the largest mammal, all are touched by the river's hand, and the hippo stands as both guardian and beneficiary of this remarkable ecosystem. If the hippopotamus is the powerful ruler of the river's social structure, then the Nile crocodile is its ancient, silent executioner, a creature whose story is woven into the very history of the Nile itself. For thousands of years, the Nile crocodile has haunted these waters, its presence inspiring both awe and fear in the people and animals who share its domain. This is a creature that seems to have emerged from a prehistoric age, a living relic whose design has been perfected over millions of years for one purpose: to hunt. Ancient Egyptians revered the crocodile, even worshipping Sobek, the crocodile god, as a symbol of strength and fertility. Growing up to 6 meters in length and weighing nearly a ton, the Nile crocodile is a true apex predator. Its ancestors once shared these waters with the likes of the now extinct giant crocodile Sarcosuchus, a reminder that the Nile has always been home to formidable hunters. Its body is a masterpiece of predatory evolution, with armoured skin, a powerful tail for propulsion, and a set of jaws that deliver the strongest bite in the animal kingdom. Every scale, every muscle is a testament to survival through the ages. It is a formidable presence, a symbol of the river's hidden dangers. In ancient times, fishermen would tell tales of crocodiles that waited for days, watching, learning the habits of their prey. The crocodile's hunting strategy is a testament to its incredible patience and efficiency. It is not the only patient hunter along the Nile. Herons, too, stand motionless for hours, waiting for the perfect moment to strike at unsuspecting fish. But the crocodile is an ambush predator of the highest order, blending seamlessly into its environment, a master of camouflage and stillness. For hours, sometimes even days, it can remain perfectly motionless at the water's edge or just below the surface, with only its eyes and nostrils breaking the water. Local legends speak of crocodiles that seem to vanish, only to reappear in a sudden violent burst. It waits for the perfect opportunity, for an animal to become complacent, to lower its head to drink, distracted by its thirst. In these moments, the river's ancient hunter is at its most dangerous. In that single, vulnerable moment, the crocodile explodes from the water with astonishing speed and power, its jaws clamping down with inescapable force. Stories passed down through generations tell of the suddenness of these attacks and the respect they command. The attack is swift, brutal, and almost always successful, a stark reminder of the price of a moment's inattention. Even the bravest hunters and herders along the Nile have learned to keep a wary eye on the water's edge. The relationship between crocodiles and hippos is a complex dance of power and respect. Ancient rock art depicts these two giants side by side, a testament to their long history of coexistence. While a large crocodile is a significant threat to a young, unguarded hippo calf, it knows better than to challenge a fully grown adult. There are tales of crocodiles that dared, only to be driven off by the fury of a mother hippo. A mother hippo, driven by her protective instincts, can easily displace a group of crocodiles from a prime basking spot on a sandbank, asserting her dominance without a fight. This display of power is a reminder that even the most ancient hunters must sometimes yield. The crocodiles, in turn, seem to understand the hierarchy. They watch, they wait, and they remember. They give the colossal mammals a wide berth, recognizing that a confrontation with an angry hippo is a battle they are unlikely to win. This mutual respect is part of the ancient rhythm of the river. This tense coexistence allows both titans to share the river, each respecting the other's formidable capabilities. The Nile has always been a place where patience, power and caution are rewarded. The crocodile's role in the ecosystem extends beyond its predatory activities. It is a guardian of balance, much like the patient herons and the stealthy leopards that also hunt along the riverbanks. As a top predator, it helps to control the populations of other animals, weeding out the weak, sick or unwary. In this way, the crocodile's patience shapes the destiny of countless creatures. This process, though it appears cruel, is essential for maintaining a healthy and robust ecosystem. Even scavengers like vultures benefit from the crocodile's leftovers, each playing their part in the cycle of life. By removing weaker individuals, the crocodile ensures that only the strongest and most alert animals survive to reproduce, strengthening the gene pool of the species it preys upon. This is the silent work of the patient hunter. It is the ultimate agent of natural selection, a ruthless but necessary force that helps to preserve the vitality and balance of life along the Nile. Here, ancient and patient hunters, crocodile, heron, leopard, continue their timeless vigil, shaping the fate of the river and all who depend on it. Far to the southwest of the Nile's fertile banks, the world transforms into a realm of extremes, an ancient, untamed wilderness known as the Namib Desert. Here the land is forged by fire and sand, a place where the very air shimmers with heat and the horizon stretches endlessly, broken only by the jagged silhouettes of distant mountains and the rolling crests of dunes. Believed to be the oldest desert in the world, the Namib is a vast sea of sand, its surface shaped by relentless winds that have sculpted the towering red dunes for millions of years. These dunes, some of the tallest on Earth, rise like waves frozen in time, their crests shifting and reshaping with every gust. This is a land of stark contrasts and overwhelming scale, where the vivid reds and ochres of the sand clash with the deep blue of the sky, and the silence is broken only by the whisper of the wind. By day the sun reigns supreme, beating down with merciless intensity. The sand bakes beneath its glare, reaching temperatures that can blister skin in moments. Heat shimmers rise from the ground, distorting the air and making the landscape appear to ripple and dance. Yet as the sun sinks below the horizon, the desert undergoes a dramatic transformation. The heat radiates away into the vast, cloudless sky, and the air turns bitingly cold. Temperatures can plummet by dozens of degrees in just a few hours, creating a world where survival means enduring both searing heat and chilling cold, sometimes within the same day. Life in the Namib is dictated by one overwhelming challenge: the relentless scarcity of water. The ground is cracked and parched, a testament to the long, unbroken droughts that define this place. Rain is a rare and precious event, with some regions enduring years, sometimes decades, without a single drop. The sky remains clear, offering no relief, and the earth below is sun-baked and unforgiving. To the untrained eye, the Namib appears utterly barren, a vast, empty expanse of ochre and red, seemingly incapable of supporting life. The silence and stillness can feel absolute, as if nothing could possibly endure here. Yet hidden among the dunes and rocks, life persists. Plants and animals cling to existence, their survival a testament to remarkable and ingenious adaptations honed over millennia. The creatures of the Namib have evolved to survive in conditions that would be lethal to most others. Their bodies and behaviors are shaped by the need to conserve water, avoid the worst of the heat, and make the most of every fleeting opportunity. Some have learned to harvest moisture from the faintest traces, dew that forms in the cool of dawn, or droplets collected from the morning fog. Every precious drop is hoarded, every opportunity seized. The desert's inhabitants display a dazzling array of unique behaviors and physical traits. Some have developed reflective scales or light-colored fur to deflect the sun's rays, while others burrow deep into the sand to escape the heat. Many animals are nocturnal, spending the scorching daylight hours hidden in burrows or beneath the sparse shade of rocks and trees. Only when the sun sets and the air cools do they emerge, moving silently across the sands in search of food and water. Others have mastered the art of extracting moisture from the fog that drifts in from the Atlantic Ocean. This ethereal mist, rolling over the dunes in the early morning, is a lifeline, an invisible river in the sky that sustains life where rain cannot. Every aspect of their existence, from the shape of their bodies to the rhythm of their days, is a finely tuned response to the desert's demands. Movement is measured and careful, energy is conserved, and nothing is wasted. Here, survival is not a matter of brute strength, but of efficiency, patience, and a deep, instinctual knowledge of the land. The creatures of the Namib are masters of endurance, waiting out the worst of the day and seizing every chance the desert offers. To the casual observer, this world may seem hostile and empty. But for those who look closer, the Namib reveals a hidden tapestry of life, one woven from resilience, adaptation, and the quiet determination to survive. The Namib is not devoid of life. It is home to a different kind of existence, one that is tougher, more resourceful, and more finely adapted to hardship than almost anywhere else on Earth. Here, every living thing is a survivor, a specialist in the art of endurance. As the sun rises and sets over the endless dunes, the Namib stands as a testament to the tenacity of life. Even in the most unforgiving of places, life finds a way, not just to survive, but to thrive, painting a subtle yet beautiful portrait of endurance upon this ancient canvas of fire and sand. In the heart of the Namib, where the wind sculpts the dunes and the sun scorches the earth, a legend prowls. Among the most remarkable inhabitants of this arid kingdom are the desert-adapted lions. These are not the same as their cousins on the lush savannas. Here, survival demands a different kind of strength. Generations of living in this extreme environment have shaped them into leaner, more resilient predators. Even their cubs must learn the art of endurance from their very first breath. They are often called ghosts of the dunes, and for good reason. Their presence is felt more than seen. Sometimes only a fleeting paw print in the sand betrays their passage. They possess slimmer bodies and longer legs than other lions, adaptations that allow them to cover vast distances in search of scarce prey. A single leap can carry them over the crest of a dune, vanishing like a mirage. Their paws are wider, helping them to walk more easily across the soft, shifting sands. Each step is a calculated move, conserving precious energy. Their fur is a pale, sandy yellow, providing them with near-perfect camouflage against the dunes, allowing them to blend seamlessly into the landscape. Sometimes only the glint of an eye gives them away. The survival of these lions is, honestly, a story of incredible endurance and strategic intelligence. In the midday heat, they rest, conserving every drop of energy for the night ahead. A single pride may roam a territory that is many times larger than that of lions in more plentiful regions, travelling dozens of kilometres in a single day. Sometimes they journey under the cover of darkness, guided only by the stars and the promise of survival. Water is a constant challenge, so they have adapted to get most of the moisture they need from the blood and flesh of their prey, and will even lick the morning dew from rocks and plants. In the driest times they dig for hidden moisture beneath the sand. They are masters of conservation, wasting neither energy nor resources. Every breath, every movement is measured. Every hunt is a carefully calculated effort, led by a pride of resilient lionesses who have learned to work together with flawless coordination. Silent signals pass between them, a language of survival. Hunting in the vast open spaces of the Namib requires a different set of tactics. Sometimes the tension is palpable. The prey senses danger but cannot see the ghostly hunters. Prey is scarce and spread out, so the lions cannot afford a failed attempt. Every hunt is a gamble, and the stakes are life or death. They are strategic hunters, using the landscape to their advantage. Dunes become shields, and silence is their greatest weapon. They might use the cover of darkness or the crests of dunes to stalk their targets, getting as close as possible before launching their coordinated attack. Under the moon, the desert becomes their hunting ground. Their hunts are a display of immense patience and teamwork, a silent and deadly ballet performed on the sand. When the moment comes, they strike with breathtaking speed. When a kill is made, there is a sense of calm and order. The pride feasts peacefully, knowing how precious this meal is for their collective survival. Cubs are given the first bites, a promise of the future. The existence of these desert lions is precarious. Every day is a battle against hunger, thirst, and the relentless elements. They live on a knife's edge, their populations small and vulnerable. A single injury or failed hunt can tip the balance between life and death. They face threats not only from the harshness of their environment, but also from conflict with humans who live on the desert's fringes. Sometimes a lion's path crosses with that of a farmer, and the outcome is uncertain. Yet they endure. These lions are a powerful symbol of the Namib's wild spirit, a testament to the adaptability of life in the face of extreme adversity. Their roar echoes across the dunes, a reminder that wildness still survives here. To see them move silently through the dunes is, well, to witness a masterclass in survival, a glimpse of ghosts who have conquered one of the most challenging landscapes on our planet. Their story is one of suspense, drama, and the relentless will to endure, true legends of the sand. Another giant has also mastered the art of living in the Namib, the desert-adapted elephant. These remarkable animals are not just survivors, they are innovators, constantly adapting to the harshest of conditions. Like the lions, these elephants are physically distinct from their relatives elsewhere in Africa. Their bodies have evolved subtle differences, shaped by the relentless demands of the desert. They appear leaner with longer legs to help them travel great distances and wider, flatter feet that act like snowshoes, preventing them from sinking into the soft sand. These adaptations allow them to cover up to 70 kilometers in a single day if necessary, searching for food and water. Their skin is a thick, pale grey, which helps to reflect the intense desert sun and protect them from its heat. In the hottest hours, they often coat themselves in dust, creating a natural sunscreen and insect repellent. These are not a separate species, but rather a population that has, over countless generations, learned the secrets of surviving where water is the most precious commodity of all. During the driest months, they can go several days without drinking. Relying on moisture from roots and tubers, they unearth with their powerful trunks. The lives of these elephants are defined by a continuous journey. Their movements are dictated by the rhythm of the rains and the shifting locations of waterholes. They travel in small single-file herds, often led by an old and experienced matriarch. Her leadership is crucial, especially in times of drought, when a single wrong turn could mean disaster for the entire group. She holds the key to their survival, a mental map of the desert, passed down through generations, that charts the locations of hidden water sources. Some matriarchs are known to lead their herds to waterholes that have not been visited in years, relying on memories from their own youth. These elephants can travel for dozens of kilometers each day, moving with a silent, purposeful grace along ancient ancestral paths that lead from one oasis to the next. Their routes are so consistent that they carve visible trails into the desert, used by generations of wildlife. Their knowledge of the land is absolute. They can sense distant thunderstorms and will alter their course to intercept the promise of fresh water, sometimes arriving at a new waterhole just as the first rains begin to fall. They have even learned to dig deep into dry riverbeds with their trunks and feet to tap into subterranean water, creating wells that will benefit many other creatures. In one remarkable instance, a matriarch was observed teaching her calf how to dig for water, passing on this vital skill. The presence of elephants at a rare desert waterhole brings a profound sense of security to the other animals. Their arrival often signals that water is safe to drink, and that the area is temporarily free from predators. Species like oryx, zebra and springbok seem to understand that where the elephants are, danger is less likely to strike. These animals will often wait patiently for the elephants to drink first, trusting their judgment and vigilance. The sheer size and formidable presence of an elephant herd is a powerful deterrent to predators, even the resourceful desert lions, who rarely risk an attack when these giants are near. There are stories of lions abandoning a hunt at the mere sound of an approaching herd. The elephants act as unwitting guardians of the oasis, their calm authority creating a temporary sanctuary where smaller, more vulnerable animals can drink in relative safety. In these moments, the desert's harshness gives way to a rare sense of peace. Their arrival is a signal of peace in a land of constant tension. Even the birds seem to relax, perching on the elephants' backs as they rest. These wise wanderers are more than just survivors, they are ecosystem enablers. Their movements shape the landscape, and their choices influence the fate of countless other species. By digging for water, they provide a lifeline for countless other species that lack the strength to do so themselves. In times of extreme drought, these wells can mean the difference between life and death for entire communities of animals. Their passage through the sparse vegetation helps to disperse seeds, and their dung provides vital nutrients for the arid soil. In fact, some desert plants rely almost entirely on elephants for their survival, their seeds passing safely through the elephant's digestive tracts before sprouting in the nutrient-rich dung. The desert elephant is a cornerstone of this fragile ecosystem, a creature whose intelligence and inherited wisdom not only ensure its own survival, but also sustain the delicate web of life around it. Their story is one of resilience, memory, and the quiet power of tradition. They are a moving, breathing testament to the power of knowledge and cooperation in the face of hardship. In the endless struggle for survival, the wise wanderers of the wastes remind us that true strength lies not just in might, but in wisdom, patience, and the bonds that tie generations together. Among the most iconic and successful residents of the Namib is the oryx, also known as the gemsbok. This antelope is not just a symbol of the desert, it is a master of survival, thriving in one of the harshest environments on Earth. This magnificent antelope is perfectly tailored for desert life. Every aspect of its body and behavior is a testament to adaptation and resilience. Its coat is a striking pattern of light, sandy beige and bold black stripes, a coloration that helps to reflect the sun's heat while also providing camouflage. In the shimmering heat, this coloration can make the oryx nearly invisible to both predators and prey. But its most defining feature is its weaponry, a pair of long, straight and lethally sharp horns that can grow up to 120 centimeters in length. These horns are not only impressive, but essential for survival. Carried by both males and females, these horns are not for show. They are used in fierce battles for dominance as well as for defense against predators. They are formidable defensive weapons, capable of inflicting mortal wounds on a predator, and there are recorded instances of an oryx successfully killing an attacking lion. In one remarkable account, a lone oryx, cornered by a pride, managed to impale a lioness, forcing the rest of the pride to retreat. The oryx has an incredible array of physiological adaptations that allow it to thrive where other grazers would perish. It can travel vast distances in search of food, often covering more than 30 kilometers in a single day. It can survive for long periods without drinking, obtaining the moisture it needs from the plants it eats, such as desert melons. In times of extreme drought, oryx have been observed digging for roots and tubers, extracting every possible drop of water from the parched earth. Most remarkably, it possesses a specialized circulatory system in its head, a network of blood vessels known as the carotid rete. This adaptation is crucial for surviving the relentless desert sun. This acts as a heat exchanger, cooling the blood flowing to its brain. Even as the oryx's body temperature soars, its brain remains protected from overheating. This allows the oryx to let its body temperature rise to astonishingly high levels during the day without overheating its most vital organ, a crucial adaptation for conserving water by reducing the need for sweating. During sandstorms, oryx have been seen standing motionless, conserving energy and water until the winds subside. These antelope typically live in small herds of 5 to 10 individuals, though they are also capable of surviving alone. In times of scarcity, lone oryx have been known to travel for days without encountering another of their kind. Unity, however, provides strength and safety, especially when predators are near. A vigilant herd can spot danger from miles away, giving them precious time to prepare. When threatened, an oryx herd can employ a clever defensive strategy. They coordinate their movements with remarkable precision, each adult knowing its place in the formation. They will form a tight circle with the vulnerable calves protected in the center, while the adults face outwards, presenting a formidable barrier of sharp, pointed horns to any would-be attacker. In one extraordinary event, a herd held off a pack of hyenas for hours, never breaking formation until the threat had passed. This coordinated defense makes it incredibly difficult for even a determined predator to break through and reach the young, showcasing a remarkable level of cooperation born from the necessities of desert life. Such teamwork is vital for survival in a world where every day is a test of endurance. The continuation of the species depends on the successful raising of the next generation. Calves learn from their mothers and the herd, picking up the skills they'll need to survive. After a gestation period of about 9 months, a female oryx will leave the herd to give birth in a secluded hidden spot. This solitary act is crucial for the calf's safety, as predators are always on the lookout for the vulnerable. The calf is born a light sandy brown colour, providing excellent camouflage against the desert floor. For the first days it remains almost invisible, lying motionless whenever danger approaches. It is able to stand and walk within hours of its birth, but for the first few weeks of its life, the mother keeps it hidden while she forages nearby. Only when the calf is strong enough does she rejoin the herd, bringing her young into the safety of numbers. This strategy protects the vulnerable newborn from predators during its most fragile stage, ensuring that this spear-horn survivor will continue to grace the starkly beautiful landscapes of the Namib. Through courage, cooperation, and extraordinary adaptation, the oryx endures, an enduring symbol of life's tenacity in the desert. The largest bird on Earth, the ostrich, is a true master of desert survival. But what really sets them apart is their remarkable approach to parenting, a tale filled with teamwork, adventure, and a dash of playful ingenuity. And in the Namib, they're not alone. Across these sun-baked plains, desert parents of all kinds have developed clever, sometimes daring strategies to give their young a fighting chance. In the vast open plains of the Namib, an ostrich pair works tirelessly to raise their young. But just a few dunes away, a meerkat family is staging their own daily drama. Sentinels standing tall while pups tumble and play, learning the rules of survival through games of chase and mimicry. The ostrich parents, a striking duo, the male in his jet-black finery, the female in her subtle earth tones, are a dedicated team. Meanwhile, desert elephants march in single file, mothers guiding their calves with gentle nudges, teaching them where to find hidden water and the best shade for a midday nap. Ostriches take turns incubating their clutch of enormous eggs laid in a simple scrape on the ground, a nest so well camouflaged it's almost invisible. Meerkat mothers, on the other hand, tuck their pups into cool burrows, grooming and feeding them between foraging expeditions. The female ostrich sits on the nest during the day, her muted colours blending perfectly with the sand, while the male takes over at night, his dark feathers vanishing into the shadows. Elephant mothers shade their calves with their massive bodies, forming a living umbrella against the relentless sun. When ostrich chicks hatch, they're downy, striped and incredibly vulnerable, much like meerkat pups peeking out of their burrows for the first time, wide-eyed and wobbly. Ostrich chicks are precocial, able to stand and walk within hours. Meerkat pups, though a bit clumsier, quickly learn to dig, chase and even practice mock battles, playful rehearsals for the dangers ahead. From the moment they hatch, ostrich parents dedicate themselves to protection and education. Elephant herds, too, form protective circles around their calves, trumpeting warnings at the first sign of trouble. Ostrich parents lead their brood across the plains, teaching them to forage for seeds, insects and small reptiles. Meerkat adults bring back scorpions, stingers removed, for their pups to practice hunting, turning every meal into a lesson. The chicks and pups learn by watching and imitating, picking up the skills they'll need to survive in this challenging world, sometimes with a few comical missteps along the way. The ostrich family moves as a single unit, a bustling flock under the watchful eyes of two devoted guardians. Elephant calves stick close to their mothers, learning the ancient paths across the desert. Parental protection is paramount. The desert is filled with predators, hyenas, jackals and swooping eagles. Ostrich parents stand guard, while meerkat sentinels sound the alarm, sending pups scrambling for cover. Ostrich parents are formidable defenders, ready to face down any threat. The male, in particular, is a force to be reckoned with, standing tall, feathers fluffed, a living warning sign to would-be predators. If danger comes too close, he'll confront it head-on, using his powerful legs to deliver bone-shattering kicks. A single, well-aimed kick from an ostrich can be fatal to a predator, an impressive display of parental might. But sometimes brains trump brawn. If direct confrontation is too risky, a parent might perform a distraction display, feigning injury, flapping and limping dramatically to lure danger away from their chicks. It's a selfless, daring act, and one that's echoed by other desert parents like plovers and even some lizards who use similar tricks to protect their young. This spirit of cooperation is the secret to survival. Ostrich parents share every duty, while meerkat families work as a team, babysitting, teaching and defending together. By sharing the burdens of incubation and chick-rearing, ostrich parents ensure their young are rarely left unprotected. Elephant mothers, too, take turns watching over calves, giving each other precious moments to rest. It's a system built on teamwork, sacrifice and a touch of playfulness. A powerful example of how collaboration and creativity can overcome the immense challenges of raising a family in one of the world's most unforgiving habitats. So, the next time you see an ostrich family striding across the desert or a meerkat pup tumbling in the sand, remember these are not just charming spectacles. They are living lessons in the art of desert parenting. Stories of adventure, courage and the unbreakable bonds that make survival possible in the wild heart of the Namib. At the far western edge of the Namib desert, the journey reaches its most dramatic climax. Here the endless red dunes, sculpted by relentless winds for millions of years, tumble into the cold, churning embrace of the Atlantic Ocean. This is a place where two worlds collide, and where the struggle for survival is written into every grain of sand and every crashing wave. This is the Skeleton Coast, a land of haunting beauty and stark contrasts, where the desert silence is broken only by the roar of the surf and the cries of distant seabirds. It is a place that has inspired legends and fear for centuries. The Skeleton Coast earned its name from the countless shipwrecks that litter its shores, silent witnesses to the ocean's unforgiving power. The bones of whales and seals, too, are scattered across the sand, reminders of the cycle of life and death that plays out here in the open. Each morning, a dense, chilling fog, born from the cold, nutrient-rich Benguela current, clashing with the desert's heat, rolls in from the sea. For many, this fog is a shroud of mystery, but for the creatures of the Namib, it is a lifeline. Tiny beetles climb the dunes to collect droplets of water on their backs, a miraculous adaptation that allows them to survive where rain almost never falls. Despite its forbidding name and appearance, the Skeleton Coast is alive with resilience. Here, the desert's most tenacious survivors, oryx, jackals and even desert-adapted elephants, venture close to the sea, drawn by the promise of moisture and food. It is a critical meeting point where two vastly different ecosystems merge, creating a haven for life against all odds. The cold Benguela current is the engine of this extraordinary productivity. Its upwelling brings a surge of nutrients from the ocean's depths, transforming these waters into one of the richest marine environments on Earth. This upwelling supports vast schools of sardines and anchovies, and even blooms of plankton so dense they can be seen from space. These tiny organisms form the foundation of a food web that sustains life on a staggering scale. The abundance of fish draws in a dazzling array of marine predators, dolphins, fur seals and seabirds, all thriving in this unlikely oasis. Here every day is a contest of speed, skill and survival. At the edge of the continent, the barrenness of the land gives way to the immense richness of the sea. Even the desert itself responds to the ocean's gifts. Rare fog events can trigger bursts of life, with plants blooming and insects emerging in a fleeting celebration of abundance. Along these wild shores, one of the world's largest gatherings of marine mammals takes place. Thousands upon thousands of Cape Fur seals crowd the beaches, their pups learning to swim in the surf, their calls echoing across the sand. At Cape Cross, over 100,000 South African fur seals gather to breed, rest and raise their young. The colony is a living testament to the power of community and the will to endure. The air is thick with their calls, the beaches a chaotic, bustling mass of life. Here every seal faces its own daily struggle, but together they create a spectacle of survival and hope. Yet where life flourishes, danger is never far away. The concentration of seals attracts formidable hunters. Great white sharks, masters of stealth and power, patrol the cold waters, ever watchful for a moment of weakness. The cold Atlantic is a perfect hunting ground for these apex predators, who rely on the element of surprise to catch young, inexperienced seals. It is a reminder that in this place, every life is hard-won. Even on land, the struggle continues. Brown hyenas and jackals patrol the shoreline, ever alert for the chance to scavenge or prey on unguarded pups. Their presence is a vital part of the ecosystem, ensuring that nothing goes to waste. The richness of these waters draws visitors from far beyond the desert. Migratory birds, flamingos, and even whales are drawn to this edge of the world, each playing their part in a global web of life. Humpback whales travel thousands of kilometers from the icy Antarctic to feed here, their massive forms breaching the surface in a display of strength and grace. For them, the Skeleton Coast is a seasonal sanctuary, a place of renewal and nourishment. African penguins find refuge on rocky offshore islands, raising their chicks in safety, while vast colonies of seabirds nest along the coast, their numbers a testament to the bounty of these waters. The Skeleton Coast is a vital link in a global chain of life. Here, the desert's struggle for moisture is replaced by the ocean's generosity. And even the rocks themselves are alive, home to lichens that draw sustenance from the fog. In this place of extremes, life not only endures, it flourishes in spectacular abundance. The Skeleton Coast stands as a powerful reminder that even at the very edge of the world, hope, resilience, and the will to survive can create a tapestry of life more vibrant than anywhere else on Earth. Across the ages, few natural forces have shaped human destiny as profoundly as the Nile's ancient flood cycles. For millennia, the river's seasonal rise and fall carved a rhythm into the heart of Egypt and Sudan, transforming barren floodplains into lush, fertile fields. Each year, as rains fell far to the south, the Nile would swell and overflow its banks, depositing a rich layer of silt that renewed the land. This predictable miracle was the lifeblood of ancient civilizations. It dictated the timing of planting and harvest, defined calendars and inspired gods. The annual inundation was so vital that it became the foundation for one of history's greatest empires, ancient Egypt. The pharaohs themselves were seen as stewards of the flood, their power intertwined with the river's bounty. From the pyramids to the temples, every stone monument stands as a testament to the Nile's enduring gifts, but the river's generosity was always balanced by its unpredictability. When the floods failed or came too fiercely, famine and hardship followed. Ancient scribes recorded years of abundance and years of despair, each cycle a reminder of humanity's dependence on nature's whims. Today, the Nile's floods are tamed by dams and modern engineering, but the legacy of those ancient rhythms endures. Farmers still coax life from the land using methods passed down through generations, adapting old wisdom to new challenges. In times of drought, communities draw on the lessons of their ancestors, combining traditional knowledge with innovative strategies to survive. The story of the Nile's flood cycles is a story of resilience, of people and nature locked in a timeless dance. It is a reminder that survival is not just about enduring the harshness of the world, but about understanding and respecting the delicate balance that sustains life. As the Nile winds its way north, it carries with it the memory of countless generations, each shaped by the river's rise and fall, each adding a new chapter to the story of survival along its banks. In the shadow of ancient dunes, where the land meets the Atlantic, lies one of Earth's oldest and most enigmatic deserts, the Namib. Here, life is a masterclass in adaptation, shaped by extremes and scarcity. Beyond the well-known oryx and resilient beetles, a cast of lesser-known survivors has carved out a niche in this arid expanse. Meet the Namib web-footed gecko, a translucent creature that emerges under the cover of darkness. Its wide, paddle-like feet allow it to sprint across shifting sands, while its skin absorbs precious moisture from the cool desert fog, nature's gift in a place where rain is a rarity. High above, the fog-basking beetle climbs the crests of dunes at dawn. It performs a delicate dance, angling its body to collect droplets from the mist-laden wind. Each drop runs down its back and into its mouth, a daily ritual that sustains it through the relentless dry season. Even the golden wheel spider has mastered the art of survival. When threatened, it curls into a ball and cartwheels down steep dunes at astonishing speeds, evading predators with acrobatic flair. In the Namib, plants are survivors too. The ancient Welwitschia, with only 2 leaves in its lifetime, unfurls across the sand, drawing moisture from the fog with its broad, tattered blades. Some specimens have witnessed centuries pass, their roots delving deep in search of sustenance. Together, these remarkable creatures and plants embody the spirit of the Namib, resilient, ingenious, and quietly enduring. Their adaptations remind us that survival is not just about strength, but about embracing change, seizing opportunity, and finding life in the most unexpected places. Across the shifting landscapes of the Nile and Namib, it isn't only the wild that has learned to endure. Here human ingenuity has been tested for millennia, forging stories of survival as extraordinary as any found in nature. Along the banks of the Nile, generations of fishermen rise before dawn, reading the river's subtle moods. With homemade nets and hand-carved boats, they navigate swirling currents and hidden sandbars. When drought tightens its grip, entire communities turn to ancient water-lifting devices, shadoofs and sakyas, ingeniously drawing sustenance from the shallowest pools. In these moments, tradition blends with innovation, as solar-powered pumps now stand beside mud-brick villages, ensuring crops and families endure. Far to the southwest, in the Namib's relentless embrace, the Topna people have mastered the art of survival where rain is a memory. They harvest dew from smooth stones and gather dotnara melons, spiny golden fruits that store water and nourishment. Generations have learned to read animal tracks etched in the sand, finding hidden springs where only the patient and observant can drink. Their homes, built from driftwood and reeds, are shaped to capture every whisper of cool ocean breeze. These are not just stories of endurance. They are lessons in adaptation, creativity and hope. From the life-giving banks of the Nile to the mist-haunted dunes of the Namib, people have found ways to thrive in the margins. Their ingenuity echoes the resilience of the land itself, a testament to the enduring bond between humans and the world's wildest places.